Okay, now that we've mastered our orientations, we're going to have a little bit more fun. We're going to do some forward flight. So just like before, we're going to arm it. Check all of our control surfaces. Okay, they're good. Now we're going to take off and tail in, and we're just going to go out and back. Okay, so get a little bit of altitude here. And I'm actually not going to go straight away from the table so we can keep it on the stationary camera. Bring it over here. So you can see we're still tail in. And now I'm just going to push the right stick forward and move it out. Nice and slow. And pull back gently, increasing throttle a little bit. And then just bring it back very gently. Okay, and just do that a few times. Maybe with a little bit more speed each time. I want to do everything gently. Not only is it better to master your skills by doing it gently, it'll provide a smoother camera shot if you're filming. This is where throttle manipulation comes in a little more into play. Throttle manipulation comes in a little more into play. So there's a theme to all this training, and that is learn in all the orientations. So we've gone out and back in tail in. Now we're going to do it nose in. So just like before, we're going to arm it by holding full right rudder and zero throttle. Okay, check our control surfaces. They're good. We're going to take off to get out of ground effect. And we're going to rotate around. We're going to go out. Now in this case, since we're backwards, we're going to be pulling back on the pitch stick. And then we're going to bring it back. Nice and gentle. You have to pull back a little bit to get it to slow down. And we'll just keep doing that. Nice and gentle. Now it is designed for forward flight, so if you get going backwards too fast, it can have a tendency to want to snap around on you or kind of weather vane. That's normal. It can be tuned out if it's an undesirable feature for you. But I find that it provides a little better filming. It feels a little more natural. It feels a little bit more like an aircraft in forward flight. And it gives kind of a more natural feel for filming. You can see I'm changing elevation a little bit. That's because I have to manage the throttle as we stop. The props are more efficient when they're in forward, well, when they're not hovering, they're more efficient. So it takes less energy to stay aloft when you're moving forward than it does when you're just hovering. So you have to manage the throttle accordingly. Okay, so there we go. That's tail in, out and back. I'm sorry, nose in, out and back. So now we're going to turn it around. And touch her down. And disarm. Zero throttle, left rudder. Okay, we're still on out and back. So now we're going to do right side out and back. So we're going to arm it. Check our control surfaces. Then we're going to put her in a right orientation. And then just go out and back. Nice and gentle. Now if you're translating like this, especially when you're going a little faster, you may need to use a little bit of rudder input, which is left stick, left and right. As you go faster and faster, there will be a slight tendency to weather vane. One of the nice things about these slow turning 14-inch props is they're quite a bit quieter than some of the other designs. Okay, I'll do one more a little bit faster. Okay, that was right side out and back. Go ahead and touch it down. And then we'll hold the rudder left, zero throttle to disarm. Okay, now for the final out and back, we're going to do left orientation. So zero throttle, right rudder to arm. Check all the surfaces. We're good. Get out of ground effect. Now we're going to do left side out and back. It may seem boring to do all these basic maneuvers so many times, but it really will pay off. If you're ever in a scary situation, or you have to pull it out of a mission and take over manual control because of some unforeseen circumstance, you want all of this to be second nature, because your brain will be plenty busy dealing with the circumstance. You don't want to have to be thinking about which way to move the joysticks. Okay, so that's left side out and back. I'm going to bring it back into tail in. It's not a bad idea to practice non-tail in landings. We'll demonstrate one here. I'll do a nose in landing. This can be particularly useful in the event of a yaw failure. If you lose your yaw control, you may not have the option of steering it around for a tail in landing. Although that's never happened to me on a Switchblade, it is certainly a possibility. So we're going to go ahead and left rudder, zero throttle to disarm. And that was left side out and back with a nose in landing.